And welcome back to Authentic Alphas with your boy Allende, and I have a lovely guest right here. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Again?
That was a short. That doesn't count.
Okay.
It's the real deal now.
All right. Okay, do that again.
Nah, it's cool. No. It's cool. We like to do the unedited thing around here. We like to keep it authentic, guys.
Well, I'm Jessica Molina. I am the host of my own podcast, Her Divine Vibe. And I talk all things divine feminine energy, self-love. I sprinkle some astrology in there. So yeah.
You know, girly stuff.
I would like to say feminine stuff. Not girly.
Okay, so I have to ask, is your channel basically just discussing girly stuff? Or is it rooted in like trying to get women to be more feminine, like
Yes.
actually more feminine?
Yeah, so really it's about women becoming empowered. And that starts from within. And that's why I'm very heavy on the self-love, because I feel like we get so influenced with society, what our family wants, what other women who say they're about women empowerment, talk about, and we forget about ourselves and our own thoughts. And so I just want to bring that back and bring that empowerment back. And yes, tap into that divine feminine so then you become this woman that's a goddess,
Okay. Well, I don't subscribe to the word goddess or god or
Okay.
king or queen.
Fair.
But that's your thing.
Yes.
But I have to be honest.
Yeah.
So you're using a lot of keywords, catchphrases that we automatically associate with the big infamous F word. And
What
I'm
is
sure you know what F word I'm talking about. I think I'm supposed to not say it. Does it mess up the algorithm or something? I think it demonetizes me. But the ism, the
Okay.
the
No.
female empowerment movement. So,
Yes.
so some of those words you're using sound synonymous with that movement. So I want to make sure that we understand where you're coming from. So what are
Yes.
your views on the ism, the femism?
I don't speak on that. I don't consider myself a feminist. I just consider myself, when I say empower, see, that's the thing. When I say empower, because to me the feminist movement is about women becoming independent and doing it on their own, and that's what we associate being a powerful woman. I'm coming from empowerment from within, from your emotions, your intuition, your soft side, the side that the
Right.
feminists or whoever
Are trying to suppress?
Yes, and I'm not saying that they're trying to suppress it, but no one talks about a soft woman being someone to look up to. So I speak for those women because I consider myself to be more of like a soft woman.
Well, I mean,
If that makes sense.
I definitely know that there is a lot of power and strength in femininity.
Yes.
And it's evaporating nowadays because the message is to take on a lot of masculine traits to emulate power, as if only masculinity could be powerful. And that's
Yeah.
definitely not the case. I mean, first of all, the driving force behind men a lot of times has a lot to do with women. And the more feminine the woman a lot of times is, the more she can actually motivate and encourage the man. It's a type of energy that he can derive from being around that. There's a type of energy that it inspires when you're trying to obtain the female. But if you're ever to actually get her and it's reciprocated, she actually is sharing this connection with you and engaging with you, then it's like another level. It's a power up, It's like in the video game when you start getting all these new weapons and accessories, you're on a whole nother level now, right? And that is being done away with. It's being rubbed away. And I also feel like the masculine is a very giving energy. It's a
Yes.
very creative energy. And the feminine is a motivating energy as well as a receiving energy. And it can take from the masculine and create something else with it. So I feel like there's a lot of special energy that's being lost because women aren't being raised to receive anything from a man. when it comes to that, when it comes to spirituality or some type of energy. Everything's reduced to material, right? It's like they're receiving child support. They're receiving alimony. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? But they're not receiving a purpose or any type of direction, any type of plan or anything like that. And I'm of the opinion that men and women will always be better together. And it's like I never in my life have needed a woman, but I've always known that whatever I can accomplish on my own, I could accomplish more with the right woman. But that same potential that she has to be an asset and to add to what I'm capable of, she equally has the potential to destroy what it is that I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to build. She can be the biggest motivator, or she could be the biggest distraction.
Yeah, I agree. That is 100% what I speak on too, because I like how you said the masculine is, what did you say, the giver?
Giving?
Yeah,
giving. It's giving.
And
It's giving.
Feminine is receiving, and I feel like a lot of women have a hard time receiving. Even I find myself having a hard time asking for help because it's looked down upon and makes you look weak. And that's, again, the whole women are strong and powerful. They can do it on their own. I mean, it depends how you're raised, too. If you have a single mother, you already have that mindset of, well, she did it, I can do it. But it's like you had to break that cycle.
But did she do it, though? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I feel like majority of the time, if not every time, no matter how good of a job a single mother did, she really just substituted. Like, she coped. She didn't maximize on what was possible. She just did the best with what she had. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you did the best job. That just means you did the best under the circumstances. So you're already like at a disadvantage. But back to what you were saying earlier, I don't feel like women are supposed to be asking for anything. And I try to tell women this all the time because they're like wanting a man to do something, wanting a man to give them something, wanting a man to change. And I'm like, you know the reason why you're not getting the response you want out of this guy? Because you're not giving off the right energy. If you're in your feminine, a lot of times the guy is just gonna do those things. You don't have to ask, you know what I mean? A woman shouldn't have to ask a guy like to pay the bills, or ask a guy to protect her, ask a guy for some type of guidance or leadership. She shouldn't have to ask for anything. He's gonna already know, when to give and what to give. But he's only going to have that instinct if she is already presenting herself in that way. He's gonna want to do that all the time. He's gonna be already thinking, like, how come he never gets me flowers? How come he never does? It's like he doesn't care. It's like, yo, I'm telling you right now, it's because you're not making him feel that way. You know what I mean? You're not getting that response out of him, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess not ask for help, but being open to receiving, because we have that wall where it's like, I want help, I want him to do these things, but it's like he's not doing it because you're not, like you said, you're not giving that energy because you are blocking that way to like, okay, I'm ready to receive, because you still have that mindset of, I'm not gonna like ask.
And also a lot of the guys aren't conditioned that way. They're not raised that way anyway. So the same way the women aren't raised to receive from a man correctly in the natural order of things is the same way the men today aren't raised to instinctually know what to do and when to do it. And that's why I see a lot of guys following. I see a lot of guys waiting on the woman to tell them what to do. I see a lot of guys walking behind their woman in public. And I'm like, why? Every time I see a couple, the female's leading. And then I see like the stutter step when she kind of goes to the left, but then she kind of goes to the right, and then she's like, no, I'm gonna go this way. And then the guy's he's like doing the same thing with her, because he's like, wait, which way we going, babe? And it's like, see, she doesn't know where she's going.
Yeah.
And when you sit back and observe it, you can literally see it like physically. You can see it in the body language. Like, this chick has no idea what the hell she's doing. She don't know where she want to go. She don't know what she wants to buy. She don't know where she want to shop. She don't know what she want to eat. She don't know what she want to do today. But the dude is following her. So now you're literally stumbling around because you're waiting for her to figure it out so that you can just submit to it, so that you could just, placate. Like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing? Okay.
Well, why do you think men
Because they were raised by the single moms. And not only that, but a lot of men feel that if they do put their foot down or they do tell a woman what to do, they feel like they're in the wrong because that's how they've been socialized. Like, dude, don't tell a woman what to do. You don't criticize a woman. You don't judge a woman. You don't. It's like, are you sure? Because when guys aren't around, women sit there and ask each other questions. That's all they do. What do you think about this? What should I do, girl? I don't know, girl. And it's like this girl is asking this girl a question as if she knows any better. And then tomorrow, the girl she asks is going to be asking her the same damn thing. Yeah. So it's like, why are y'all constantly asking each other for advice on every single thing? What do you think I should do? You think I should do this? Oh, he texted me. What should I say? This is what he said. What should I say back to him? Should I wear this or should I wear that? Should I go here or should I go there? Should I go with this guy or should I go with that guy? What do you think about this? It's like, what decision can you make for yourself? And they're thinking that that's just the way it should be. It's girl talk. No, that is what women look like when they don't have a man. Because the man is supposed to have a program, and she chooses the man, and she chooses to get on that program. So this is the thing, because they take things out of context, right? If I say, listen, men lead, then women automatically get a bad taste in their mouth, and it's like, okay, let me explain. Yeah. Not every man is a leader. No. I'm not telling you to just follow any man. That's the whole point. You need to pick the right man, a guy that has it figured out. He knows what he's doing. He knows where he's going. He has it figured out. And once you get a glimpse of what that is, you can make a decision. You can say, you know what? I like him. I like that. I trust him. I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. That's where you're going? I want to get on that boat. I want to get on that ship, that plane. And what happens is the women are taught that they need to figure that out for themselves. And they need to be the one that's going to be the captain. They have to be like driven and all this. But this is what happens. They really don't genuinely want to do that, and they don't know. So they end up adopting the message that's being given to them, and they follow that because they're already designed to follow. So if you're designed to follow and you don't have the right leader, you're going to follow the wrong leader. You're going to follow the loudest or the most popular voice. Then after 4 years of school, after working at this career, after doing all of this, then what happens? Now they're accomplished. Now they're educated. Now they're independent. Well, guess what? You had to develop a certain energy to get there. You had to take on certain traits now to get there. And now you've lost your femininity, and you are where they told you that you wanted to be. But you're not happy, and you feel empty. There's this void now, but you have no idea because you spent all that time chasing the wrong goals.
Right.
But guess what? Nobody has invented a time machine yet, so you can't go back.
No, but it's never too late to start where you are, and it
is for a woman though. It is for a woman.
Why?
If you want a family, you want to get married, you want a man that you're going to build something with, it is too late. There is a too late for sure. There is a too late.
Why? Why do you think that?
What do you mean? Why do I think that? Who's out here marrying these women at 40 something and having babies with them?
There's a lot of men.
Yeah, there's a lot of men that couldn't do better. Any man that's waiting around to marry a 40-year-old is a man that was low value. He was such low quality that he couldn't get anything better before. So it's last call. That's what he is. He's last call, and she's going to resent last call. Doesn't matter how nice of a guy he is. Doesn't matter how loyal he is. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter. She's going to resent it. She's going to be mad. She's going to be mad that she can't do better, and she's going to be mad at him that that's the best that she can do. She's going to act like it's his fault. And the nicer he is the more it's going to piss her off. This is the pattern.
But we can break that pattern. That's
No, I mean, we can. And that's what I was hoping your channel was aiming to do, because right now we have a lot of women that think femininity is an appearance thing.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I wear makeup and I wear open-toe shoes and I wear my hair down. I'm feminine. Huh.
Yes.
Huh. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and I touch on that a lot because no, that is not what it is.
Right.
At all.
Right. There was a time when there wasn't makeup. What were the females doing when there was no makeup?
I mean, beauty has been around ancient times.
No, I get that, but I'm talking about what femininity really is, truly is.
Yeah.
And I think children know these energies better than anybody else, because they come out of the womb uncorrupted. So they understand the difference between their father's energy and their mother's energy because they know nothing else. So they can see the clear distinction more than anybody else. As we get older, there's a whole bunch of things that kind of blur our understanding.
Yeah.
And all of these concepts and all these messages come in and they confuse us. But when we're young, we see things for what they are. You tell a 6-year-old that you're black, they're gonna be confused. Because they're like, when I color my family, I use the brown crayon. So either you're wrong or somebody lied to me about the name, or these crayons are labeled wrong. Which one is it? Did they label the crayons wrong, or are you lying to me? Something's not adding up. The kids get it.
Yeah.
But adults,
peer.
right? But adults accept information that doesn't make any sense. That's contrary to what we see and experience. So I feel like the children are pure, but what happens is you have the mothers and the grandmothers that are saying, you need to focus on this. You need to focus on school. You need to focus on a career.
Yeah,
because you can't depend on no man.
Yeah.
This is what they're telling them.
Yeah.
And in the same time that they're telling the girls that, they're telling the boys, you be nice to the girls, and you do this, and no matter what, you never do this to a girl, you never do that, and you always do this, and you always do that. So now you have the guys that are treating the girls a certain way, and they have no idea why. They're just programmed to do this. And then you have the females being untrusting of the guys for no other reason than that's what they've been told.
Yes.
So how is that any different than racism? Because children will play with each other. They don't care what color. They'll play with each other. It's adults that teach them, you stay away from that. You stay away from those kids. Why? I don't want you playing with those kids. They're dirty, or they're bad, or whatever. So they have to be taught that. Because the kids are thinking to themselves, well, we played and we had fun, so I don't know what you're talking about. I had a good experience with those kids.
Yeah.
What do you mean, right? So the women not trusting the guys, it's taught to them, and they're very stubborn. And it's like no matter how many times they fail, and the guy's like, I told you that would happen. In her mind, it's like, no, there's some kind of trick here because you're a man, and I can't believe you, and I can't trust you. Don't mansplain to me.
Yeah, but that's why we gotta unprogram that. We have this. I feel like we all experience at one point, okay, like I need to think for myself. I need to unprogram everything that was taught to me, and what do I believe aside from what I was told I should believe.
But how do they know though? How do the women know? Because yes, the women are gonna, at some point in time, they're gonna say, listen, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Something has to change, isn't right. But by that time, it's just so much information. How do you know what's the false and what's the not? And very few people have the ability to tear it all down.
Yeah.
Very few people are gonna be like, you know what? Take it all down and start all over again. Very few people are gonna do that.
You don't have to look at it like that though.
But that's how we live. We live as an accumulation of our experiences and the information that we were given. So to tear it all down, then what system will we operate on? What will be the programming system? So it's kind of hard to figure out, okay, well, this is a glitch. Okay, this is false. This is corrupted. This is bad. They're not going to know what to subtract. And they're not going to be willing to subtract it all. So you find women that are like trying to make these like little compromises here and there. You see guys trying to make some type of adjustment here and there. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, no, dude, you need to tear this entire thing down.
Yeah.
Everything is wrong. Your whole setup is
But how did you
wrong.
get to that point?
I didn't have to get to that point. Mm-hmm. Because I already you didn't see that coming to catch it? I need you to answer that. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't have to tear down anything because I didn't have to unlearn it because I learned the truth from the beginning.
That is rare. But how do you know?
My family kept it real with me. They told me the truth from the beginning.
Okay.
Right? I was actually talking to a guy recently, right? Have you heard of the term red pilled? Red pill.
It sounds familiar, but please, tell me.
All right, we're gonna have to red pill her. It might take a while. We got the red pill you at a later date. But just briefly, the difference between the red pill, which would be the truth, and the blue pill is what we've been told. It's how we've been conditioned. So I remember being 14 years old, and it was the first time I had gotten in trouble with the police. It was almost a year after the first time, and my mother was still upset. It's like 6-7 months had gone by. My mom was still acting pissy about it.
Yeah.
And I remember as I was coming out the room, I forgot what I was doing. I think I was gonna go chill with my knucklehead boys, and my mom was just trying to prevent me from going outside and running the streets. I remember it was the summertime, so all summer you just want to run around getting in trouble.
Yes.
And my mom pulled me to the side and she said, "Listen, you need to learn this. You need to learn this now." She said, "You need to stop screwing around because you're gonna mess up your record, and you're not gonna be able to get a good job and be successful and productive in life or whatever." And I'm just like, "Yo, hurry up, blah 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 blah." I'm trying to get out on the block, right? And she's
in one ear, out the other.
No, it never goes in and one out the other. I just want to hurry up and get it over with. I listen, but I just hurry up, Mom, because I want to go play ball. So she says to me, "Not only are you a man, but you're a black man." She said, "So you're always gonna be in the wrong. That's the first thing. That's gonna be a disadvantage for you your entire life." She said, "But that's not even the worst of it." She said, "You're a man. So nobody's ever gonna do anything for you. Nobody's ever gonna care. Nobody's ever gonna help you. Your problems are always gonna be your problems." She said, "Now, had you be a woman, you're always gonna get some type of help or some type of assistance from others." She said, "Now, had you be a good-looking woman," she said, "there's always gonna be somebody there that's gonna help you, that's gonna give you money, that's gonna give you a place to stay." Huh. All right, Ma, you done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But years later, I started to see what she was saying because I started comparing the guys my age to the females my age. And I started noticing that the guys could have been a good old boy, they could have got good grades, never got in trouble with the police, did everything they were supposed to do, and the company they worked for somehow just, it collapsed. They got laid off, right? And now they need to go stay with their parents, and their parents is upset about it.
Yeah.
Like they did something wrong. And it's like, I did what you told me to do. I got good grades, I worked where you told me to go work, and the company failed, it went bankrupt, I got laid off. What do you want me to do? And the parents are just irritated, you need to hurry up and find somewhere to go. You need to figure out what you're gonna do. And we want X amount of money every month for the rent. It's like, I'm out of work. Well, find another job. And then you will have a female, his same age, who did everything her parents told her not to do. She went and ran off with the boy they told her not to date. She went and had a baby with this guy. He left her, he cheated on her. Now she come back home and need a place to stay. The parents will let her move back in and take care of her bastard child while she goes out and runs the streets and goes and does the same type of stuff and same type of behavior. Oh, and by the way, she ain't got to pay no rent. And I would see that type of scenario or that type of treatment because I was very, very keen. I was very, very observant. And I'm like, wow, women can get away with anything. Even when being forewarned, even when people are like, hey, don't do this, they'll do it, it'll fuck up, and people still come to their rescue. So I started to see what my mother was talking about. Then as I got even older, years later, and we started using terms like red pill, terms like simp, and all this kind of, and now I said, okay, so that's who my mom was talking about. When she said there's always gonna be a guy that's gonna let you come live with them for free just because you look good, that's the simp. Okay, and my mother understood this because my mother saw a hardworking, successful man chasing around fast girls that had children out of wedlock with multiple different guys, but there was still some dude that owned a business and made good money chasing her around, willing to buy her kids stuff, willing to give her money, help her out, just because she's pretty. And he's not even sleeping with her a lot of the times. And if she needs a place to stay, he'll move her in, and then she'll go sleep with a bad boy when he's hard, at work, working hard.
It doesn't always go that way.
Yeah, but it does. That's the pattern, right? We want to ignore it. We want to act like it's such a small majority. It's really not. So what I'm trying to say is that I already knew these things. It wasn't like I had to learn these things as an adult and say, oh, wow, that's happening. My mother told me that before I was done with puberty. Like she told me that, right? I was a virgin when I saw the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember being 16 in high school and them coming to the school and trying to recruit young teenagers to go into the Navy and the military and the Army. And every time the recruiters would try to stop me, I would ask them questions like, yo, let me ask you a question. Do you go up to St. Nick's with this shit? They were like, what are you talking about? Do you go up to St. Catherine's with this? Do you go up to the private schools with this? And they would have this shocked look on his face. Grown men, they wouldn't know how to handle the question. I'd be like, no, it's interesting because all my private school buddies say they never see you trying to recruit at the private schools. So it seems like you only come to the schools where the kids don't have a future. Is that what it is? Are you taking advantage of the fact that we're either gonna go to the cemetery or to prison?
Wow.
And would fuck their heads up because they're like,
Yeah,
oh my God, this kid's
sure.
16. This kid's not supposed to be talking like that.
You were very aware.
Right, but that's red pill.
Okay.
So I was in high school understanding that they deprive our community of resources so that we can become resources to the state by either going to prison and working for super minimum wage as inmates, or winding up dead, or getting funneled into the police department or into the military to be soldiers for the system. So either you're gonna be the soldier enforcing the rules, or you're gonna be the inmate who broke the rules. Not giving much options.
No, just,
Right. So I already saw this is the game you play. I already knew what time it was when my friends' mothers would push them out of the house the moment they turned 18. Why? Because they want that welfare money. And if that boy is living there over 18, the government's gonna stop giving her money. There can't be a working age male there. At 17, 18, I already understood that's a setup. You are paying these women to destroy their families. You're paying them to get rid of the fathers of their children, and then you're paying them to push their unprepared sons out into the street at 18 with nothing, just so you can keep on collecting free money from the government. But your daughters, you encourage them to have teen pregnancies so that you can get even more income coming into the house. I'm not even 20, 21 yet, and I already understand these concepts. So for me, there was no red pilling. You see, it's like Bane said, the darkness, I was born in the darkness. You see, I was born in the red pill. So I feel like all these people are catching up late, and they're saying, something just isn't adding up. Like, bitch, this shit never added up. Right?
No, but everybody has their own timing too, because it's all about experience. A lot of men probably didn't experience seeing all the things that you saw, or had a mother that instilled that kind of mindset. So everyone has their own timing, and some people delay their timing because they just choose not to see things for what it is, or for how they are. But I don't know. I don't feel like there's a timeline, that there's a deadline that
for women,
if you don't get.
Oh no, we have to talk about it. Because you texted me when I sent you that question. Because I sent you the question. What was it? Like a woman's timeline?
A woman's timeline, and I told you, I'm 27, and so.
So what? You don't wanna face it? You don't wanna face the music?
Face what?
Are you not feeling different coming up on 30? Tell the truth.
Well, I feel, I mean, I'm older. I'm more mature. I look at life a little different than when I was 21.
How do you feel about 30? Stop it. You understand my question. How do you feel about 30? Are you feeling any anxiety about turning 30? Go be honest.
No.
No.
It's more excitement.
Oh, you gotta be the first woman. She's gotta be the first woman that hasn't felt, I'm about to be 30.
No, it's not a for me.
We're gonna give it a year. We're gonna give
Maybe
it a year
because
to two.
I mean, when I read that question, I thought of this friend that I had, and I was 24, she was 31. She was
panicking.
Yes, and I didn't understand. I didn't understand at the time.
I'm not married.
Yes.
What am I gonna do?
All of that, and I didn't understand her because I'm 24. I'm in college. I'm in LA. I'm living my life,
living
my
your
career.
best life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the boys are chasing you. Okay.
I wasn't paying mind to that, and then I see her, and she's worrying, she's stressing, she's
Women do not want to accept that their prime is at that age. They don't want to accept their prime is 25. They don't want to accept it.
Because
They
why does
don't
that have to
accept
be?
it.
Why does it have to be that way? Who gets to say that's our prime?
Listen, that's the Most High. That's how women were designed. See, this is
That's
the thing.
how men think women were
No,
designed.
that's how they were designed. So what happens is, the women they get it all in the front end.
Okay.
They get gifted it all in the beginning. They don't have to work for it. They don't have to earn it.
Right.
Next thing you know, they start growing some boobies. The hips start getting wide. They go through puberty. They get mature, and all the boys are chasing them. They're taking them on trips. They're buying them nice dinners. They're getting and they think that this is just how it is. They think this is life. They never stop and think this is not the experience for boys. You see this? You see the way that I was so conscious of the difference between guys my age and girls my age.
Yeah.
But I didn't deal with it like most guys did. Most guys got depressed about it, or they were resentful about it. Like, oh, how come girls can get into clubs at 17 and 18 and we can't afford it, or we got to wait online, or we got to get fake ID. It's like, bro, I got it.
It's tough for you guys.
I accepted it without even taking into consideration that I was going to have my time at 30. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking, I got to figure out how to make the best of my 20s. The women have an advantage, but so what? It's just like I accepted the white people in the suburbs had an advantage. I just accepted it. The kids in the public schools versus the kids in the private schools. The kids in the private schools, they got an advantage. It is what it is. When you go play basketball on their courts, it's nice as shit. You go play basketball on our court, you might get poked with a heroin needle. Be careful, bruh. You see what I'm saying? I just accepted it.
Yeah.
Right? In these neighborhoods, you can walk around carefree. You can go talk to the girls. You don't got to look left and right. You don't got to watch your back. It's all good. But in certain other neighborhoods, you can't even go to the corner store by yourself. You know what I mean? You better put your Jordans in your backpack and wear your old sneakers to school. And then when you get to school, you put the old sneakers in the locker, and then you can put your Jordans on and wear them around school because it's safe. Okay?
Right.
But on the way to and from school, you will get robbed. I just accepted my environment and I adapted to it.
Yes.
But the women, or the females, the girls, they never made that comparison. They weren't cognizant of it. They weren't aware of it. They just was like, hey girl, hey, let's do this. Hey girl, oh, he's gonna buy me lunch. Okay, cool. It's just whatever. They just accept that this is life. They never stop and think, hey, notice it's a one-way street. Notice guys are always offering to buy us this and that. Notice that every time we go on dates, the guys pay. Women never stop and think about that. Like, what must it be like for a guy knowing that you're gonna get no attention, and even if you do, you're gonna have to pay for everything, but most likely you're just gonna be ignored.
I don't see it that way though.
I know, because you're a female.
No, but not every female, not every woman, every girl experiences things being given to them all the time.
The pretty ones do. And there's a lot more pretty girls than they are talented guys. That's just the way that it goes.
Yeah.
When you look at how many guys were the star of the football team or the star of the basketball team, you just answered the question. There's like one or two. Like, how many guys is the number one guy on the football team? Like, duh, there's only one number one guy on the football team. How many captains of the football team are they? But how many cheerleaders are they? And out of the cheerleaders, 80% of them are considered hot. 80% of them are cute as hell, and 80% of them are getting that treatment. But are 80% of the guys on the basketball team getting that treatment? Not only is the answer no, but what about all the guys that didn't even make the basketball team?
Okay, so are you saying that the men should be getting that treatment? Like,
No. What I'm just trying to say is that it's different.
yeah.
And by way of that, the women are getting theirs up front. They get theirs first.
Okay.
But I guarantee you, when the time goes by, if the guys do the right thing with that space of time, it starts to even out. See, as a guy, you can't just sit on your ass and wait for it to happen for you, because it doesn't. We have to earn our value. We have to build it. We have to create it. We have to do something.
Yeah.
Whereas the women, they just either got blessed with good genetics or they didn't.
But that
and then they maintain it as long as they can. I saw a lot of girls that were so cute in high school, and they just kept on saying, "Girl, I think I'm getting fat. Girl, I think and I remember this. I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember the cutest girls saying stuff like that, and I was always the voice of reason. I was always extremely rational. So there was this one girl who was super, super cute. She was like considered the hottest girl, and my boy had like a crush on her, and they had this like weird, like back and forth relationship. It never really went anywhere. She ended up getting with my boy Kev, and they had babies and everything. But my best friend Rogers, who initially was like trying to get with her, and I would invite them over, and like nothing would happen. I'd be like, dude, you kiss her? He'd be like, nah, bro. I'd be like, what a waste of time. But I remember her name was Akira.
Yeah.
And I remember her constantly making comments like, oh, I'm getting fat. And I used to just be like, yo, Kara, work out. And she's like, oh. And then a couple days go by, she'd be like, oh, I think I'm getting fat. I'm like, yo, why don't you just stop eating shit and work out? And I used to, it's like it kept on progressing. And I just couldn't understand, why don't you just nip it in the butt and start reversing the process? The last time I saw her was like 10 years after high school graduation, and I went to go visit one of my friends that still lived in the same city as her, because I'd done moved to Florida and everything. I went back to New York, and I remember I went to CVS, and she saw me before I saw her, and she tried to hide, because I saw her on my peripheral.
Oh.
And I saw like a chick with a kid, and she like looked at me and then tried to like this, and I was like, Akira. She's like, I was like, yo, what's up? She's like, oh
man,
what's up, Ayinde? I'm like, what's up, girl? She's like, and she was so insecure because she got fat. And I'm like, oh, this is your daughter? And she's like, yeah. And I know what she was thinking in her head. The last time he saw me, I was the hottest girl in the school. And I'm looking at this thinking that was preventable.
Yeah.
I'm a fitness trainer, so hey, I know that was preventable. And your lazy ass didn't want to do it. And I remember being 17 and telling you, Akira, do some sit-ups. Akira, quit eating that.
That's crazy.
And she didn't want to listen.
Yeah.
But I also remember guys who got ignored. Nobody cared. They could never get the girl they liked. They weren't on the radar. But then they turned 18. They went to the Air Force. Started working on airplanes and shit. Came back 4 or 5 years later. Yo, what's up, bro? Hey, man, ain't nothing, just visiting the family for Thanksgiving. Damn, bro, where you at? Oh, I done moved to Texas. What the fuck you doing out there? Oh, I bought a house. Wait, nigga, what? Nigga, you like 24. Yeah, man, I'll be 25 in a couple months. Bought a house? Yeah, well, you know, you got the GI fund and, you know what I'm saying, you know, whatever. Damn, bro, it's like that? Yeah, man, you know, the Navy, you know what I'm saying, or the military or the Air Force or whatever. And you're just like, damn, bro.
It's called growth.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, man, yo, man, if you're going to be around me, you should come to the wedding. Oh, you getting married? Yeah, man, let me show you a picture of my fiance. Damn. Yeah, I know, man, she's a good girl, man. You know, I just got to do right by her and everything. You're like, oh, man, you did it like that? But in high school, he was nobody.
Right, but the point is
he had to build it.
Yeah.
But my point is that to get on the level of value that say his wife was, he had to work for it. All she had to do was just be beautiful and wait for the right guy to be like, I like you. You want to go out sometime, and the relationship begins, right?
Yes.
But in order for him to be worthy of that, he had to go away to the military, learn a craft, excel at it, make good decisions, take full advantage of all the benefits that they give him, and come back and be a man.
Right, but
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, but I think it takes more than being pretty for a woman. Like that,
No. The combination of that and being feminine and being a good girlfriend, showing that you have, you know, wife traits. Yes, I get it, that. But what I'm trying to say is that's not like they don't necessarily tell you that. He knew that because his father told him.
Yeah.
Right? But I remember seeing so many guys that I was impressed that they made the right choice.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys,
Takes a lot.
they went and sold dope, they went and stole cars, took them to the chop shop, they ended up in jail, they ended up in gangs.
Yeah.
They made the wrong choice. And you know why? Because they wanted that attention from the females right away.
Yeah.
They wanted it as fast as the females got it. So nobody told them that, like, yo, you're on two different clocks. So for you to tell me now, because I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay,
so
where
for
you going?
So for you to tell me now that females don't have a clock, oh yes, they do have a timeline. Guys have a timeline, and females have a timeline.
But what's
Your timeline is already jump started.
Okay.
Your timeline is on nitro. It all 16. Your timeline already going full speed. Right? Ours, it takes a while to pick up some momentum. And then by the time we're in the late 20s, that's when it starts to really pick up. You get into the 30s, you're floating, and then you get into the 40s, late 30s, 40s, you're at the peak, you're at the prime. I could buy houses now, I could put my kids in school, I could do all these things now. So now I have my pick of the women. God forbid that you're also handsome, and you might have, God forbid you're over 5'9", you got a nice jawline, right? And you got your finances together, and you got a stable career. Now you can sit back and say, now I'm like the girl in the cafeteria at 17. Now I can decide which one I want. Who do I want to buy lunch now? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And the women his age, ain't nobody checking for them cougars. Ain't nobody checking for them cougars.
But why?
I'm just being honest. The same way that the nice guys that the girls didn't want, they weren't that attractive, they weren't the star of this, they weren't athletic, they didn't come from you're nobody, bro. You're just run of the mill, you're average. That's the guy that had to be like, hey, Karen, hey, can I buy you lunch? Hey, oh, yeah, no, that's cool. I'll just use my lunch money, and I'm fasting anyway. That guy has to go out of his way to get Karen's attention, and she's not really going to give him her attention. She's going to say, oh, thanks, you're a nice guy, pat him on the head and say, okay, get out the way now, we're talking. Thanks for the lunch.
Yeah.
Right?
So what do you think Karen ends up?
Now, when the tables turn, and Karen's 37, now Karen's the one that has to be throwing herself at somebody. Hey, what are you doing after this? Hey, what's up? Who are you? I'm Karen. What's your name?
Oh my goodness.
My name is Frank. Karen, you want to give me a couple feet? Oh, I'm saying you're cute. Am I though? Because I wasn't that cute at 17. You see how it goes? So the same way he has to give away his resources, he has to give away whatever he has for free. Now she has to do the same thing. Now she got to throw the coochie at guys to try to get some attention.
No,
you're saying
but
that,
then you're attracting the wrong type of men. If you
no. What it is that she can't attract the right type of men anymore. She can't.
Because she's 37?
Exactly.
What's wrong with being 37?
It's not what's wrong with being 37.
Yes.
It's what can 37 do to compete with 27. Absolutely nothing. Okay?
I mean, it depends on what
No.
the man
I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me seriously.
Yes.
What can a 37-year-old woman do for a man that a 27-year-old woman can't do? You can have both mics.
Well, I mean, a 37-year-old woman she's gonna bring more experience into the relationship.
Oh, is that what men want from women?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It depends on what is the man looking for.
He ain't looking for experience. He's not looking for experience in a woman.
That's what you say now. But then when you're with somebody who is, you feel like you have to teach them about life.
No. Men do want to teach their woman. They want to mold their women.
Right. But some women aren't open to being taught. And I feel
37-year-old ones. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Imagine going to the dealership and the guy's like, yo, so what's up, man? We got the brand new model in right here. But hold on, though. I want to show you something else. We got this car over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been on the road for 10 years. It has experience. It has a lot of miles. It's been cross-country. It's done so much.
Right.
Does that sound appealing when you're buying a vehicle? You're like, yeah, I want the car with experience. I want the car with miles. No, bro, I want the car that nobody's driven yet.
Right, but Karen...
That's how guys think. That's what they want. That's what's valuable to them. Because I'm telling you right now, Karen has already given her best to the men that came before.
That is not true, because Karen...
Oh, she was holding out? Karen was holding out her best?
You are,
the 37?
Actually, yes, because that is why I talk about empowerment, because imagine Karen her whole life, she has probably been so not connected to her goddess energy.
So she has no experience with it.
There's always room for elevation. There's always room to grow.
Do you want a guy that just started being masculine at 37? He was like, so I've been trying this masculinity thing out.
That is not what I'm saying. She probably has been feminine her whole life, but then let's say she goes
with the other guys, with guys earlier in her life that had her when she was young and beautiful and inexperienced.
No, but Karen has. This is what I say, everybody's path is different. I feel like what she brought at 27, maybe it's not the same as what she's bringing at 37.
That's my point. It's
but
not
it
the
could
same.
still be. But it's this whole new version of Karen.
There's no new. There's no new at 37, baby. I'm sorry.
Why not?
You get new outfits.
No, but see, I'm having more of a spiritual approach to it because I feel like you could always. Empowerment means elevating yourself, your mindset, even your physical. Some women look hot when they're 37.
Yeah, but they're still 37 though.
That's just a number. That's just an age. What does that mean? Why does that take away?
It means that she's lived her life.
But so have men that are the same age
Right.
as
They spent
her.
that time building. They spent that time becoming a better provider. Yeah.
Not all men, though.
No, of course not. That's true. Not all men, obviously not.
It's very rare.
But the valuable ones. That's what they've been doing with that time.
And who's to say Karen is not valuable?
Because that's how you become valuable as a man. Spending your time well.
Yes.
Right? Spending your time investing in yourself. So what I'm saying is, for a woman, it just doesn't work that way. And I don't think that it's unfortunate, because if that was the case, then it's like we're ignoring all those years that she had, all the years that she had that advantage.
Yeah. No,
we're acting like it didn't happen.
No,
she had a huge advantage.
Happens.
That's my point. So what is she supposed to get? She's supposed to get 2? Think about that. So she's supposed to get 2 turns, and men only get 1? So men it has to suck prior to 25 for men, and then they get their 1 turn when they get older, but women get 2 turns. They get to have a good life when they're young, and then they also get to have a second go at it. No, it doesn't work that way. The universe is fair. The universe has balance.
That I
right.
Yes.
So I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it in the sense of like somehow women lost. They didn't lose. They're just being greedy. They're thinking that they're going to get in on the front and they're going to get in the back. Nope. Okay, look at it this way. In order for a man to have that value later on, he would have had to have been building all that time when he was young up until. That way he'll have something later on. Well, guess what? If a woman wants her life to be good and fulfilling later on, then she would have had to have built something with the man when she was young. So if she knew when to cash out, 25, 26, 27, 28. It's not the same for everyone, but it needs to be somewhere around there. If she had cashed out and said, oh girl, I'm 28, listen, I need to cash on out. I got this guy, we've been together for 1.5 years.
Yeah.
I like him. Maybe he's not perfect, but listen, I ain't gonna be 40 and lonely. Not playing that.
I hear that a lot.
We're gonna get married, right? And we're gonna go ahead and start having babies, right? Now she's building something and creating something with this man. So now when she's 37, right? She got an 8-year-old. She probably got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Right.
They got a nice home. She has all these friends that are also married and also have children. They have play dates. They have birthday parties for their kids. They have their little community. They have their in-group. She's not thinking about the clubs. She's not thinking about girls' night out and all that. She's like, listen, girls, I would, but the kids have this recital thing tomorrow. I really need to get some sleep. I got to get up early. I got to pack lunches. But you girls have fun. Send me pictures or whatever. I don't have the Snapchat thing, so just send them to me regular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's living her life. She's fulfilled. She's happy.
But
Right?
is she really? Because
Why wouldn't she be?
Well, because we're talking about the timeline. You're saying
Why
like,
wouldn't she be? If she started a family before it was too late, and she loves her husband, you know she's gonna love her kids, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? So she happens to love her husband. She's fortunate enough to actually love her husband. Why would she not be happy?
Well, that's the part that I was thinking of, because I'm, in a place where most women will be like, okay, it's time for me to find my man and do all that stuff. But then
it's that time.
But women settle is what that's why for me,
They
I
act
don't
like
have
settling is a
time.
bad word. Settling is not necessarily a bad word. And here's the thing. For women who act like, no, I don't want to settle, it's like, okay, if you think settling is a bad word now, it's going to taste a hell of a lot worse 5 years from now. I'm going to tell you that right now. Settling at 27 is going to look, taste, and feel a hell of a lot better than settling at 37. Because the motherfucker that's going to settle with you at 37 is not going to be at the value of the dude that would have settled with you at 27. And what women don't realize is, after he signs that dotted line, she maintains the advantage. So women can go from having the advantage to prolonging the advantage if they cash out at the right point. If you don't cash out, he starts to have the advantage. There's a lot of guys that's like, yo, man, you know, I'm having difficulties in my relationship and I think we're gonna separate, we're gonna split. And it's like, well, hold on, tell me, how old are you? Oh man, I'm 34. And it's like, well, how old is your wife? Oh, my wife is 32. It's like, bruh. This might feel like it's gonna hurt now, but 3, 4, 5 years from now, you're gonna be doing the happy dance. And she's gonna be crying because she's giving you an out. She's giving you an out.
Why is she gonna be crying?
She's gonna be crying because she's gonna age. She's gonna age out. She's gonna become less attractive, and she's not going to necessarily be able to get an equal or better mate moving forward because her value is gonna decline. And she would have kept the leverage over her man if they stayed married because it's like, I'm your wife, I'm the mother of your children, so you gotta stay with me, you gotta be loyal, you gotta provide, gotta blah, blah, blah. And he's gonna have to just deal with that wife. He's gonna have to just, and don't get me wrong, he's gonna love her, she's his wife and the mother of his children or whatever, but she is not gonna be able to compete with all these beautiful women he's gonna see walking around, but he's already stuck in this relationship. So really, he's the one that's trapped. See, this is the thing, women think that they're trapped, but what they don't realize is, whether you're trapped or not, there isn't a better solution for you outside of this union. It's like you may think that you're missing out. It's like, okay, take off your wedding ring and go out there and see if it's better. It's not better for you. If he takes off his wedding ring and goes back out there, it is better for him. Because it's like, yo, I'm 34. I divorced my wife at 34. Now I'm 36 or I'm 37. He can get into a whole new relationship with a 26-year-old. And that 26-year-old is going to be happy to be with such a mature, stable man with experience. Now, is his wife going to go back out there and trick a man her age into marrying her? Is she going to go out there and find a man her husband's age that's going to be like, yeah, let's get married? I mean, you ain't got nothing left in you. You already had your kids. You already were young already. You ain't gonna look as good in our wedding photos as you did with your ex-husband's wedding photos, but yeah, I'll be the sucker. I'll be the dummy that's gonna marry you and hand over my resources to you when a woman 10 years younger than you would have required the same resources, but with less complaining, less entitlement, less expectation, because she's not trying to outdo a previous marriage. She's just happy to be a bride. So this is the reality of it. You say it to women and they act like you're saying it to hurt their feelings. It's like, no, I'm saying it because it's true. I'm saying it because it's reality. I just recently got out of a relationship and I told my ex, like before we broke up, I said, shit, you can do it if you want to. You just setting me free. To be honest, I would have stayed committed. I would have stayed loyal, and I just would have accepted it. This is what it is. But if you really want to rock the boat, I benefit from being single again.
But that has nothing to do with her, so why does she care if you benefit or not?
It's not about that. What I'm trying to say is that it's not gonna be a good look for you, ma. It's not gonna be a good look for you is what I'm trying to say. There's plenty of women that regret divorce because they get out of it and they feel free, and then they look around and they're like,
But that's where that's where I come in and I speak on self-love, because
they're gonna still want a man though.
Of course, yeah, you
so
can
how
get
much
that
how
man.
much is self-love is extremely valuable.
Yes.
In the relationship though. It's even this is the thing. That self-love stuff is nice, it's great, but it's wonderful when she's in the committed relationship. Because now it's good. Because now she's not insecure. Yeah. Now she's happy with herself, she loves herself, and now she's not giving that negative energy to her guy. Because this is another reason why I tell guys do not even bother dating women in their 30s. Because you have a female channel, so you have to tell women what's best for them.
Yes.
That's your job, and that's fine. But I have to do the same. I have to tell guys what's best for them. So I have to be honest with the guys. Yeah, I get it, you want to be loyal. Yeah, I get it, you have history and all this other stuff. But if we're being honest, you're doing yourself a dissatisfaction in order to cater to her. Because the reality of it is, as a man, whether people are gonna shame you for it or not, you're attracted to younger women. Let's be honest, cut the bullshit. There's no guy that's gonna tell me, nah man, I prefer a 36-year-old over a 26. No.
Right, and I've had discussions like this before.
It is what it is.
But attraction is attraction, that's all it is. That's physical. But once you start going into the layers and talking about like, this is someone I wanna have a relationship with, a future with, then what?
There is no future when she's already given her best years to someone else, though.
How do you know those are her best years?
Yeah, that's like that's retirement stuff. That's fallback stuff. What if he's not ready to fall back? See, you could get up on any dating app,
Yes.
and you will find no shortage of women in their 30s talking about, I've had my fun. I'm ready to settle down. I'm looking for something serious. Well,
I don't see that.
Well, because you're not seeing the female profiles. You're seeing the male profiles.
Right.
And that's what I was about to tell you. The males don't talk like that. You know why? Because guys at 30, 32, 33, 34, they have not had their fucking fun. They just started having their fun. They just now can afford to go on boats and yacht parties. They just now can afford to travel and go out of the country for 2 and 3 weeks at a time because nobody was buying their tickets. When you're a woman in your 20s, you can have your fun because it's on somebody else's dime. And the person whose dime it's on, I'll bet any money, is in their 30s. When women are in their 20s, the guys that are paying for all the nice stuff and the lavish stuff, those guys are in their 30s. Hello?
Yeah.
So the women are having their fun in their 20s, and the guys are having their fun in their 30s. Da-da. So when you're on the dating app, it's a mismatch if you're the same age. Because the women are like, okay, whew, I'm 33, mother of 2, had my fun already. No shit, girl.
It's not like that.
For 10 years you had your fun.
Though.
For most women, most attractive women, they were not sitting around twiddling their thumbs when they were 23, 24, looking gorgeous as hell. That's not what they were doing. Okay? They were going on trips, they were shopping, they were partying, they were getting into every club with their pretty face and sitting in VIP, and they didn't spend not $1. They can leave their purses and wallets at home. Their purse is full of gum and makeup. There ain't no money in there. There ain't no Bitcoin in there, right? But the guys, they're standing online at 21, 22, and all they can afford is a Heineken at the bar. And they're just looking at the hottest girls walk right past them and into VIP.
So you're saying that, because what I'm getting now is that you believe that men are always gonna want younger girls. So the relationship
We don't
is
have a choice.
only gonna work after 25. The women.
I'm not saying it's not gonna work. What I'm saying is the guy is at a disadvantage, okay? And you have to be honest here, you have to be fair. Because if you see an extremely gorgeous woman and she's in a relationship with a deadbeat dude, her friends are gonna constantly be like telling her, girl, you could do better than this. Girl, why are you with this dude? Like what happened to that guy Anthony that wanted to take you out? Anthony's a banker. It's like, yeah, girl, but I love him. Her friends are gonna be like, girl, stop being stupid. He gonna pay for your ticket and my ticket, girl. Stop fucking it up for all of us. Call him, text him. No, girl, you know I'm with my guy. You know it's true. They're gonna want to bang their head into the wall. They're gonna be like, yo, this girl is killing me right now.
Right, but she's in the relationship for herself, not for her friends.
I understand that, but the point is she's selling herself short because she has better options, but she wants to be stuck on her feelings. And what her friends are trying to tell her is that these options aren't gonna last forever. So if this guy don't happen to get his stuff together, and even if he does, this space of time right here, you would have missed it anyway. Even if he gets his stuff together next year and then he starts treating you well and spoiling you or whatever, what about all this time right here though? What about all this time right here, girl? You wasted that. Okay? So as a guy, why would you have to sit out and watch on the sidelines your whole damn 20s when all you got is your boys? You can't really have much fun with the girls. You can't enjoy the women like you want to. And then when you get into your 30s, now you're just gonna commit to some old hag your age and just give up. You're just gonna forfeit your time to shine. You're gonna forfeit your time to have a good time. Absolutely not. So this is why these women fail on these dating apps. Because they're over here saying basically, hey, I had my fun already. Now I want you to have to settle for me now. I want you to have to settle up now and just be serious now. And I talk to women every day. This is what women tell me. They're like, dating sucks for me because when I go on dates with guys, they don't want anything serious. They don't want to settle down. They just want to have fun. No shit. Because that's what you wanted to do in your 20s. Now it's their turn. When you were in your 20s, you were dating guys in their 30s. So now that these guys are in their 30s, they're like, listen, chick, I'm not trying to do all of that. I'm trying to enjoy this first before I settle down with one woman. Because if I don't, then I would have never done it. I would have never done it. You want me to marry you, settle down, move you in, take care of your kids? Are you fucking kidding me? I want to have a good time, find a chick that doesn't have kids, and then have kids of my own, and it will be a first experience for both of us.
Right, but then the women are just looking in the wrong places. No,
the women are just being selfish. They're thinking that they're going to have their cake and eat it too. Absolutely not.
I don't think they approach it in that way.
No. What it is that they're not conscious of it. Just because you're not self-aware does not mean something's not happening.
Right. You gotta, yeah.
Exactly. So that's why you have so many single mothers that are like acting like dumbfounded when guys don't want a father, like don't want to be the stepdaddy to their children. They're acting like they're appalled, like how dare he not want to take care of somebody else's kids? It's like, wait, why would he? So you've spent your whole life with guys catering to you to the point where you just think that that's normal. That's not normal. That's guys going out of their way because they want to sleep with you. And now they no longer want to sleep with you that bad. They might still want to sleep with you, but not that bad. So you have a lot of women that are irritated in their 30s because they're like, guys just wanna fuck me. It's like guys have always just wanted to fuck you. It's just that when you were younger, they were willing to do more. You're not upset that guys wanna fuck you. You're upset that guys aren't willing to put effort in to fuck you. Let's be clear. You see what I'm trying to say? Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Just like when you're successful and you're good looking, girls wanna go out with you. They wanna spend time with you.
Yeah, but
they don't only want to do that.
Right.
Do you see the difference? So if you're a good-looking guy and your girl is like, why don't we ever spend time? Why don't you take me anywhere nice? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? He's not gonna be like offended, like, oh, you just want to spend my money, because she actually is attracted to him. She wants to sleep with him too. The guy that only gets to pay for stuff, that's the guy that's offended, because it's like, so you're just gonna spend up all my money? You're not gonna sleep with me at all? Like, you're just gonna keep giving me stupid excuses, but you hook up with other guys who don't take you out. You see the game they're playing.
But that's, the woman has to be aware of what her intentions are.
She's very aware. She's motivated to see these particular guys under any circumstances, and other guys have to convince her. They have to win her over with something. And it's like, all right, I guess if you're gonna take me on a helicopter ride, okay. But that other guy, he doesn't have to take her on a helicopter ride. Absolutely not.
Well,
he can Netflix and chill.
Because it's the connection. It's the
attraction.
The attraction first.
It's the attraction. So that's what I'm saying. Women just need to accept that there comes a cost with everything, and they keep acting surprised when the bill comes. That's basically what they're doing. When the check of life comes, they act surprised. Like, wait, waiter, come here. Wait, whoa, what's this? Hey, what is this? Menopause? What the? Wait, hold up, time out. What the? Well, guys don't want to date single moms. Wait, I didn't ring this up. Well, yes, I did have kids out of wedlock, but no. When I ordered that, I thought, well, hold on, wait, what's this right here? Sex on the first date. Wait, why do guys expect me to sleep with them on the first date? Well, yeah, I did sleep with some guys on the first date, but I don't want to sleep with this guy on the first date. Well, how is it different?
It's her choice.
It's different because I feel different now. What do you mean he's not going to keep taking me out if I don't sleep with him on the first night? This is so unfair. That's the attitude that they're having. When the bill comes, they're looking at all of this stuff like they didn't order that shit. You ordered all of this.
No,
you ran up the tab.
Single mom, you don't ask for that. You don't ask to be.
Yeah, they do. What they think is that they're going to be able to act out and do whatever they want and get the outcome that they want. That's what it is. They think, I like this guy, I want to keep this guy, so I'm keeping this baby. Oh, guy doesn't stay? He's supposed to stay. Why is he supposed to stay? You see what I mean? You can't have a plan and then you can't have a plan and then the plan doesn't work, and you blame like other people that your plan didn't work. Who told you that plan was gonna work? You tried, you failed. That's life. So now they act like it's somebody else's fault that their plan didn't work. That's like blaming somebody for not believing your lie. How dare you not believe my lie?
I'm not saying that women should blame the man, but
they do.
I mean, every situation is different, so it really depends. But I think, in a relationship, it's both of you. So in part, it all depends on how and what took place. And
I think every situation is different, but what they have in common.
What is the common?
Is that the woman is highly likely to blame someone else. That's what they have in common. When the irony is,
be real with herself.
What they all have in common is her. But she'll ignore that, though. She'll ignore that, hey, all of this stuff, you know what the common denominator is? Your choices. You see what I mean? And if she was just to change that attitude, she could still get somewhat good results. even though she made all those bad mistakes. Most of these women out here, they could find a good man to be a stepdad.
Yeah.
If they humbled themselves. If they humbled themselves.
Well, that's what it's all about, bringing that feminine energy back in.
I agree. See, that I agree with. Now, I can agree with you. A lot of these women don't realize that they're their own worst enemies because they don't even deserve what they're asking for, but they actually could still get it if they were pleasant, if they were humble, they were feminine, they were cooperative, they were appreciative, but they're not. They're coming into it with a very arrogant attitude.
But it's not their fault.
And they're acting entitled. No, I'm supposed to be given this. I deserve this. It's like, no, you really don't. If a dude is gonna step in and be the stepfather to your children, that is, you got lucky. So what I'm supposed to do? Kneel down and kiss his feet? That'll be a start. That'd be a start. But you see, she'll be quick to say, I ain't rubbing his feet, I ain't rubbing no man's feet, but you expect him to take care of another man's kids. This is the logic of the modern female. Mm-hmm. It's beneath them to rub their man's feet, but it's not beneath him to take care of another man's children. Huh. Interesting. When he's already doing more for her than that dude did. That dude was a sneaky link. That dude didn't do nothing for her. He didn't take the time to take her out or nothing like that.
But see, I feel like women like that, they've gone through a lot of pain, and so
self-inflicted pain, though.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of awareness to even look at it in that way. So, it's gonna take time for her to understand that if she does.
How's that the fault of the guy, though? Do you see what I'm saying? They're having the attitude of like that he's lucky to be with her. Like he's lucky to have a chance with you. He's not lucky to have a chance with a single mom. That's the opposite of luck.
Well, it's beside being
But most of these women are, though. See, you're thinking as if that's like the minority. Mm-hmm. You do realize that that's not the minority. For you not to have children at your age is unique. Most women your age have children, or at least one.
That's rare for me because in my world, the people that I'm around, the women, nobody has kids.
You mean the women you choose to be around?
Yeah. Or just the women I'm around that I find myself in.
Hold on. You do realize you just told yourself, if I wanted, it could be a gotcha moment right now. No, it could. It could.
Why?
Because statistically speaking, most women your age have children, but yet the females in your inner circle don't.
No.
That means you're choosing. You're choosing women who don't have children.
Also just attracting too.
Hold on. So if you're choosing or attracting, or whatever word you want to use, whatever verb you want to put in there, okay? Women who have not made this cardinal mistake.
I wouldn't say it's a mistake.
Oh, it's a terrible mistake. Children out of wedlock is a mistake. I don't care if you're related to me. I don't care if you're my mama. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a mistake. Okay? Period, right? So if that's the case, then how are you gonna say that men of value, men who value themselves and their time, aren't gonna be having the same level of selectiveness as you and saying, listen, I don't want no single mothers in my vicinity. I don't want to date any single mothers.
I'm not approaching it like that. I'm not saying I don't want, that's not going to be my friend.
It just turns out that way, huh? It just turns out that way, huh?
Well, it's just how, I don't know. It's where I am. I'm in Miami. How am I going to attract
Well, that's the way quality dudes are too. That's the way quality dudes are. How am I going to attract
a friend? Like I know people in my family, they have kids, they're younger than me and they have 2-3 kids.
But it goes both ways. I'm going to tell you why. I've met a lot of millionaires, man, and I'll tell you this much. They don't have broke friends. So it's not like they discriminate just against low quality women. They discriminate against low quality men also.
No, but see, I'm not saying that I consciously choose not to have friends that have babies. I'm just not around that.
It's just what would we talk about? what would we talk about? What would we do?
Oh my goodness. No, it's not that. I just haven't met. I haven't met. I just the places that I go, maybe I just haven't met any women my age.
You do realize that having children out of wedlock goes against your message. Your message is in embracing your femininity.
Yes.
Okay, embracing your femininity would not have you saying stupid shit like, I don't need no man, and I don't need no man to raise no children. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but
that's how that happens.
Being a single mother or having kids out of wedlock
that's how that happens.
Has nothing to do with
because you somewhere in your mind thought that you didn't need a man to raise a child. Because if you thought that, you wouldn't have let that happen. You would have said, I cannot take that risk because I need a man to raise my child with. So the only way that I'm gonna let that happen is if he marries me, because that's the best way that he can attempt to convince me that I can count on him, that I can rely on him to do this together. Because there's gonna be these women out here that's always looking for an excuse, and they're gonna say, marriages don't always work out. Getting married don't mean nothing. People get divorced every day. Shut your ass up. Because if you didn't get married before you had your children, that means you didn't even try to ensure. Okay, you didn't even try to ensure. Okay, marriage is not working out and not getting married at all. It's two different things. So stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. That's like saying, I'm unemployed, but jobs don't work out. Jobs don't always work out. Sometimes people get fired every day. Oh, so that's an excuse to just be unemployed and not even try to get a job and work? Knock it off. Knock it off. We're lowering the bar. We're lowering the bar way too low now. We're letting women say anything to wiggle out of accountability. There is no excuse. No. There is no excuse for having children out of wedlock as a woman. I'm sorry. You leave yourself vulnerable. You're taking a risk you should not take, and you are putting your children at risk. Right?
It's not easy. I mean, I don't think anyone's saying, yeah, I want to be a single mother, but I also wouldn't want a woman to marry a man just because this is gonna work and this is how it's supposed to be. It should be out of love. And if that love isn't there, why am I gonna raise my child with a man that doesn't love me or I don't love him?
You can prioritize that as a woman, but you're still not even gonna consider that man for love if he's not in a position to provide. So that's how that works. Just like a man has to, yes, the love thing is important too, but he has to also take into consideration that this woman is going to be cooperative. This woman is going to get on my plan. We're going to do this together. I can count on her. I can trust her. She's going to be loyal. Right? She's not going to just leave me because, whatever. So both people have to trust the other person. But what I'm trying to say is, how could you skip over the marriage part? And don't get me wrong, because for all the people that skip over it, but stay together and raise their children, then you can't say anything.
Yeah,
I know people that's been together for over a decade, they're raising their kids, and they've never technically been married. They're not married on paper, but they've been together. They live together, they stay together, they raise their children. Okay, marriage is just a piece of paper anyway at the end of the day.
Yes.
The next time around, I'm not actually getting married. I've already been there, done that. That doesn't mean that I don't want to be a father and I don't want to be a husband. It just means that I don't want to sign this stupid ass paper where the government can control shit.
Yes.
Because they don't have nothing to do with it anyway. That's some BS for the state to get involved with me and my family. That's crazy. You don't know me. Anytime you go in front of the judge, somebody has to explain to the judge the situation.
Yeah. So
you're deciding the outcome of my life and you met me 10 minutes ago? And somebody gave you a summary? That's what it is. Somebody's reading a summary to the judge. Okay, y'all, my client works at, and for this amount of years he did this, and my client that. Come on, bro. The judge don't know me from that.
No, of course.
So why is that person making decisions that affect me and my children and my family? It's madness to me.
Well, it gets to that point when the parents, when they can't come to an agreement, and you should never want to take it to that point.
See, look. Let's say I get charged with a crime.
Yes.
In order to get convicted of that crime, I got to go in front of a jury and all this. I can draw character witnesses, all kind of stuff. But when we go to divorce court or we go to family court, all of a sudden you ain't calling on witnesses. There's no jury. It's just the judge making a decision. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. We should be bringing in all of her family, all of my family, all our friends. This needs to be a whole big discussion.
But remember, court, it's not this. When you bring in the family, that's a lot of emotions. That's a lot of bias. That's what the jury's for. There's no bias. When you bring the family in, of course, everyone's gonna be defending everybody.
But if you bring in family and friends, now you have character witnesses. Now you got 30, 40 people on her side as well as his side saying, well, he is a good father. I can't take that away from him. He's a good father. You know what I mean? And then now the judge is forced to be like, oh, exactly. You can't take this. You can't take his kids away now because even members of her family came in and testified. He is a good father. It's true. he's a good father, right? And even brothers and sisters and cousins are gonna be like, well, she does get a little crazy. She gets a little emotional. So it's a whole different picture now. But just letting the woman come in there, point the finger, make up whatever she gotta make up to make him look bad, and then taking that man's kids, come on, man, there's an agenda there.
I can't speak on that because I never had to see that.
It's the worst thing that could ever happen to a man, and there's so many men going through it.
Yeah.
And it's not a feminine thing to do. It's not a feminine thing to do to separate the man from his children.
The woman has to. She just got to be real with herself and like what are her intents. I know that I'm not saying women are perfect and we're all good and we don't have bad intentions, of course, you know.
But people in general, I'm not saying like women are all bad.
No,
guys too
people.
Also. But the system is on the side of the women. So they have the upper hand. And the system is there because, you know, it's under the pretense that the women are weaker, so they need the protection. But unfortunately, now what happens is now they have an overwhelming advantage now because they're already viewed as the victim. They're already viewed as the weaker one.
Yeah. And it's unfair. You know,
some men did that.
Yeah, because I mean, some men don't deserve it. I know some men that are.
Right.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta be real. You gotta just
I'm gonna get you to
real.
admit that women have a timeline any minute now.
No, I don't believe we have a timeline.
Listen, hold on. Listen. I know.
So then that means I'm past my.
Hold on. See, I knew that I was trying to get there before you got there, because you're taking it personal.
No,
you're taking it personal.
Joking.
Now listen. Yeah. So I'm not gonna flatter you. I'm just gonna be honest, like I always am.
Okay.
You're still marryable, and that's not as to say that you're not on the same timeline as every other woman. Mm-hmm. It's just to say it's not too late for you yet. But I am going to be very, very clear when I tell you it's getting there. It will be too late.
Wait a minute, until I got like 3 years? I'm turning 28 this year.
All right, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Let's see. Let's see how offensive this is gonna be to you, right?
Okay.
But it's the truth, though.
All right, let's see.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, if it had been me, right? I would rather marry the 25-year-old you than the 30-year-old you. And we're talking about you. We're not comparing you to younger women. We're talking about you.
Ooh, you would have got a whole different me at 25.
Yeah, I know, but you have to turn 27 anyway. You got to turn 28. You got to turn 29. You got to turn 30.
Yeah, but we
still have to.
We could have saved.
You still have to turn that age.
Right, but you could have saved yourself.
No, I don't want to save it. You would have turned it with me. So I would have had it all. I would have had it all the way up until then.
Yeah, but you would have got.
I'm just telling you from a guy's perspective.
Yes.
That's how he's thinking.
Okay.
So even if a guy meets you and falls in love with you at 30 and he marries you, I don't care what he tells to you. Deep down inside, he's thinking, damn, I wish I got her earlier.
And men do say that, like,
he's
where
like,
were you?
He's like, where were exactly? He would have been like, man, boy.
I was healing. That's what I was doing.
If I had met you, you see what I mean? So, and that's what I'm trying to say is that the very same guy that she could think, wow, this guy would be perfect for me, in his head, he's thinking, yeah, if we met 5 years earlier, you would have already trapped me.
But it's so sad.
I would have been stuck with you. I would have been stuck with you, and I would have been happy with it. Because men are happy with what they invest in.
Yeah.
So that's so and I think women miss that part also. Because you'll see a guy, his wife might be 32, 34, whatever, and he's madly in love with her and he's happy.
Yes,
but what you have to understand is he had her for that 10 years or 8 years or whatever. He had children with her. He has all these memories and experiences with her. But in her mind, she's thinking, well, if they could be happily married and she's 34, well, I'm 33. I could get married and be the same. It will not be the same.
Not?
It will not be the same.
Except
you can't fabricate or substitute the history.
No, but what that couple is experiencing at 34 because they knew each other 10 years before. Okay, the 33-year-old, she's gonna find that and she'll feel that same.
She might feel
at 43.
She might feel. It's not the same. That time is gone, and it goes the same way with friendships. Because I can meet a guy right now, and he could be the same age as me, and we could connect, and I could be like, damn, bro, I really like this dude, man. We get along. We see things eye to eye, man. We got a really good relationship. But we will never have the relationship that I have with my boys from high school. Never. Because we can have conversations about when we were 18. We can have conversations about when we were 19. Yo, bro, remember when you was 24 and I came down to visit you and the family? You remember that crazy chick, Keisha?
The history.
That's what I'm trying to say. And we can see each other's development and our growth. It's that continuity. Mm-hmm. We can appreciate each other on another level because we've seen how far we've come.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to say. If a man had those years with a woman, then now a younger woman can't compete. Because it's like, yo, she's younger, she's more beautiful. It's like, yeah, but she doesn't have the memories with me that I had with my wife.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Men still go. Men will
I understand
still go
that, but it's not the same connection. It's not the same relationship.
No, of course not.
Just like when you have your money now, it's not the same as being with a person that was with you when you didn't have it.
Yeah.
Because it's like I feel a different way about her because I know she would be here if I didn't have it because she was here when I didn't have it. So when she puts her hand out now, it's just like, all right, here. Go buy whatever the hell you want. But if a new chick tried to do that, I'm like, bitch, I don't know you. Mm-hmm. How much is it what you need? I'll give you some. Here. That's enough. That's enough. You don't need any more. That's enough. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know you like that.
Yeah, but
I don't owe you nothing.
But then that's just comfort then. You gotta be open.
Well, it's continuity.
Okay.
And it feels good. It feels good to know that you're genuinely loved and appreciated.
Yes.
See, a lot of men don't mind being utility, but they hate only being utility.
Yeah.
Men don't mind being providers. They take pride in it and a gratification in it, but it feels terrible to know that that's the only thing that you have to offer. That's the only value you have to a woman.
Yeah.
Then it feels insulting. So there's a difference between being needed and a difference between that and not being wanted.
But that's why, but see, that's the difference when you're saying, oh, all these men want younger girls. They're gonna want them for different reasons. Whereas like an older woman, she already had that. She already had things given to her.
Some older women can deal with that though. Some older women are so secure with their man and their relationship. They're like, listen, I don't care when he goes and plays. I don't care.
Yeah.
I go shopping when he goes with his little bimbo. As long as he doesn't embarrass me, I don't, whatever, I don't care. Because she knows that that's what's keeping their marriage together. Because he doesn't have to leave her to do that.
No, but what I'm saying is you're saying that women, after a certain age, their value goes down. But if
they're not in a relationship though, if they're not in a committed relationship, if they are in a relationship, their value is higher.
Yeah, no.
Because men are extremely protective of the mother of their children. That's something completely different now.
Okay.
That's completely different. The problem is nowadays men and women aren't getting along. Men and women that have children together aren't getting along. That's the problem. Somebody has to be the voice of reason, and the men aren't allowed to be the authority in the relationship. They're not allowed to say, listen, I get it, you're upset, whatever, but this is what we're gonna do. This is the outcome. They don't have that authority. She gets upset and goes and storms off to the judge. Now the judge is going to decide.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Right? And women are going to always be in their emotions. That's just part of being a woman. The problem is when they have somebody that they can go run to and go give their complaint that has more authority than the guy, now the relationship is ruined.
But that's why the guy has to create that space for her.
How is he going to do that when we have laws that are set up a certain way, though?
No.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain women that won't do that, though.
Yeah.
There's certain women that they will never take their guy to court for child support or whatever like that. But at the same time, there's certain guys that would never need to be taken to court for child support. There's certain guys where like, we ain't got it. I'm going to take care of my kids regardless. I'm going to pay for my kids no matter what. And even the guys that are being dragged off to court to child support, most of them are like that, to be honest with you. I don't know how we got this negative narrative about fathers. Do deadbeat fathers exist? Of course, but they're in a small minority. Most guys are willing to do anything for their children. So, I mean...
Spitefulness, you know?
A lot of guys ain't really like that,
No,
though.
but no, I'm saying the women. The women.
Yeah, the women are like, I don't want to see him like happy,
Maybe
with some other girl. And I get it,
guy.
I get it, but your children shouldn't suffer for that.
No,
or the relationship with the father and the children shouldn't suffer for that. So that's very selfish. And there's a lot of guys that they take a completely different take on that. There's guys that they were cheated on by the mother of their children, all kind of stuff, but they don't let it affect the relationship with the children and the mother.
Yeah.
They will go out of their way to protect their children from that information.
Yes.
Whereas the woman will do the opposite. She'll tell the kids, your father cheated on me, your father left me, and ruin their image of him.
And that's where the self-love comes in. She needs to work on herself. and bring that back.
Father left because he couldn't keep his hands off these other women. He couldn't stop.
Trust me, I've heard.
Why would you
I've
tell
heard
your
it.
kids that? Because it's not even true. The other kids are thinking, oh, my father left because he wanted to chase girls.
She's hurt.
And the father's like, that's not what happened. I didn't run. I didn't leave for that. But
Right.
that's what the mother will tell them. And it's like, does she actually believe that, or is she just saying that because she's upset? That's the part where sometimes I can never figure it out.
Sometimes you start believing your own
That's what I'm
lies.
saying. Sometimes I look at women, I'm like, damn, does she really believe that, or is she just saying that to win an argument? I can't tell. She might actually believe the shit that's coming out of her mouth.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
when you start saying it over and over and you play it in your head like that, you start believing your
well,
own
if you've
lies.
been told that men are
Sadly.
bad all your life, and you've been told that men have these intentions, then you would think like he did this intentionally, like
But
this
that's
is
why
where
we
his
gotta
head is
break
at.
that. We gotta break that cycle.
Yeah, but how? The only way to break that is to have the dudes in the house when the kids are growing up. Because
when-
you can't lie to a kid about his father if his father was there. If a kid grew up with his father, it's like, how you gonna? I know my dad. He was
I don't-
there.
I
You can
don't
only
know.
lie if he's absent. If he's absent, you can tell the kid anything.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
tell a kid that his dad is a superhero. He'll believe it. You can say, oh, your
But then
dad
you grow up.
died in Iraq. He'll believe it. He was a war hero, and his dad be well and alive in Detroit, smoking crack. But he thinks his dad was a war hero because that's what his mom told him. He doesn't know any different. So, and
The
some
truth
women will do
always
that.
comes out.
Some women will do that. Some women will lie to protect their children, right? But a lot of women lie the other way. They lie to destroy his credibility because they don't want to compete with the father. They don't want the kids to be like, I want to go live with daddy. I like daddy more. You see what I'm saying? Daddy got his shit together more than you.
But that's why the woman, she needs to work on herself.
Well, I like what you're saying about the women need to be comfortable needing a guy.
Yeah, but the man has to create that sacred space for her.
Why is it the man that has to create it though?
Because it's back to divine feminine and masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
Femininity it's soft, but it's wild. It's like the ocean.
Right.
And then the man is like a vase, and it holds
The
that
man's
water.
the vase now? I thought the woman was the vase.
No, the woman is the one. Think about emotions. Emotions are all over the place. And then you think about structure. It's, a square, it's contained.
Okay.
But emotions, you can't contain that. You need something to contain that.
Okay, but we're operating
That's
under
what-
the pretense that the woman already comes to him feminine, though.
Yeah, femininity is that, is feeling. Femininity is being able to feel, to receive, to be compassionate.
What do you think about the schools that they used to have? Because they used to have like these schools and these places where women can learn to be ladies. They could literally learn to be wives and stuff. They had it like, I don't know, in the 40s or 50s or something. There's a place.
It's kind of silly to me because it's like, if that's your passion, then do it. If it
No,
feels-
but just to put it into a curriculum though.
To, like, knit?
Because then it has structure. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's an actual course.
Yes.
Like let's make sure we know proper table etiquette. Okay, check.
I love that.
We got that. Okay.
The etiquette.
We're gonna do some home ec now and the cooking and all of that. Okay, check. You know what I'm saying? And what about nursing? The children, babies. Okay, check. Socializing children or something. But like all these different things, I don't know what they are. I'm not a chick, but you get what I'm trying to say. A structure, because if you're missing something, it might be hard to know what's missing because you're missing it. So
I don't know, but-
somebody kind of needs to put it into a curriculum so that we can be like, okay, chapter 1 is this, chapter 2 is that. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you
Yes.
graduated. You've reviewed all the different subjects in the courses, so you're well equipped now. You know what to deal with. And I feel like those type of women, men would go crazy for because they'd be like, oh shit, she got that degree, she got that certification. Fuck this shit they be going to school for, the liberal arts and all this other nonsense. They would rather women coming out of that. They're like, whoa,
But
she
then I
graduated
feel
from
like-
Lady Academy.
Yeah, but then I feel like we're then being like molded into being housewives.
I don't think it's
and-
that. I think it's just that they're made aware
Yes.
of all of the different skill sets that would make a fabulous wife and mother, and they get to operate. They get to study. They get to learn it. And I think they should be an equal thing for men, where they teach punk-ass men how to like change flat tires, how to handle weapons, how to
Yeah.
fix cabinets. You get what I'm trying to say? Like all the guy stuff.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So that they can come better equipped husbands that these women can count on.
Yeah.
Because nothing disappoints a woman like a man who can't do something that she can't do.
Right.
The moment that something happens and she's like, this one's on you, and the guy's like, I don't want to change no tire, call AAA. then it's like, oh, fuck, my pussy just got so dry. Because it's like, damn, I can't count on this guy for this. And if something's broken in the house, and she's like, babe, the thing is broke. And he's like, what you want me to do? And she's like, what do you mean what I want you to do? The dishwasher's broke. What is he gonna say? Well, call the guy. She could call the guy.
I would hope that he would try to figure, if he didn't know, at least try.
I tell guys all the time, you ain't gotta try. All you gotta do is get on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's tutorials for everything. You can look at the model that it is. You can type it into YouTube, and it will tell you the most common things that go wrong with that machine.
Yeah.
You can start troubleshooting. Then they'll tell you what parts you need. You can take your bitch ass down to Home Depot. You could buy said parts. Then you can come home. Then you can fix it. And then the pussy gets super wet because now you're a useful man. It's utility. Right? We used to call it man points. When I was growing up, me and my cousin used to call it man points. And when we were doing these things, we weren't looking for validation from women because we didn't have women. We were looking from a good from my grandfather. When he hit you with that, good. And then he'd just walk away. That was it. But that good, we'd go crazy. We'd be doing cartwheels. We'd be like, yo, we're in there. High five. All right, we did it.
Yeah, meant a lot.
Right. We wanted to be seen as men in his eyes, because he was the professor basically. He's the one that graded the paper.
Yeah.
And he'd come in there and say, "Let me see what you did here." Okay. And did you make sure you put 2/4 on there? Did you oil it first? And it's tight. Okay. Did you run it and see if it works? Is it leaking? Okay, good.
Yeah.
And we look forward to the next time something broke. Next time something broke, it was
Just
a celebration.
To hear that good.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But we didn't realize was he was preparing us for marriage. So what I'm trying to say is that when you have these conversations with women, they get offended like it's one-sided. I didn't grow up with this shit being one-sided. Mm-hmm. Or actually I did. I grew up with it being one-sided, and the side was the men's side. But after you come through that, you have an expectation now. Now you're entitled. But guess what? You deserve to be entitled. I am entitled. If I made sure that I took care of all those things on my end, am I not entitled to a wife that has her end?
I mean, it makes sense, yeah. Like when you go to school and you go for a specific industry, a specific career, you feel like entitled to get that certain job, that certain position.
Now you get it.
It makes sense.
That's my point. So there's a lot of guys out here whining about the quality of women, and I always tap them on the shoulder and I say, dude, you do realize if that woman was what you think she should be, she still wouldn't want you.
Well, yeah,
you still wouldn't qualify.
They have to.
Right, that's my point.
Bring value.
So you can't just be like, oh, she can't do this and she can't do that. She can't cook, she can't clean. It's like, hold on, bitch, can you fix shit? Okay, well, you're in the same boat that she is.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, she won't cooperate. She won't submit to me. Well, hold on. Are you a good leader? Do you have a plan? Do you have leadership skills? Oh, well, all right, man. Heading up your team on Call of Duty doesn't count, bro.
No.
You're going to have some other type of skill sets that are practical in the real world and be able to run a household and a family. So I'm not saying that the women aren't lacking these skills. I'm just saying so are the dudes. All right.
Very much.
All right. So real quick, you're not going to agree about the women having a timeline.
No.
All right, we're out of here. We're going to do a part 2. I'm going to get her to come back, and we're going to...
no, I do not agree.
Do you want to give them your channel, your Instagram? Or
well, my Instagram is Her Divine Vibe, and then on YouTube, it's also Her Divine Vibe. But I'm on Apple Podcasts, I'm on Spotify, Google. Yeah.
Fancy.
Very.
I got to get on there, too. Eventually.
Yes.
I curse too much to get on there, but I'm working on it.
No, it's okay. They can do a little beep. I love that.
I need a good editor for that.
No, but yeah, I'm on all platforms.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You on OnlyFans too?
No.
You said all platforms.
No, I meant like for my podcast. No. Unless maybe I could do exclusive.
You got late night Patreon. But you know what? All jokes aside, there are women on OnlyFans making a killing and are not doing anything with nudity.
Yeah.
There's like women baking cookies.
There's
women baking cookies and shit on OnlyFans, so it can happen.
It's for your fans, whatever your fans
Yeah, whatever your fans are gonna support, you can sell it. All right, well listen, I'm out of here. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one, which is like, probably tomorrow or something, because we do this.
Consistency.
Yeah, all right,
Yes.
I'm out of here.
Bye.
Ain't no bitch in me. Anybody talking crazy, wild, and you just brought yourself some violence. I need peace and quiet, my zen. I need to pour up some liquor and some kush. I got up.